Hi, welcome everyone. My name is Chloe. We're going to do some yoga together today. So let's just all get ourselves settled, and we'll start with a little grounding practice just to get us into our bodies. All right, so we all have our comfortable seats. So we're going to sit with a long spine. Think of space between the vertebra. You'll root your sit bones into the chair, and that just means press your sit bones into the chair. Let's just sort of roll the shoulders up and down. Great. Think of energy coming up the top of the spine, or top of the head rather. You'll press your feet into the ground, and you might like to lift your toes, wiggle them a little, spread your toes, and press them down. Very nice. Let's take a deep breath in and blow it out. Great. And now, speaking of breathing, because one thing that's so special about yoga is that it really links breath and movement together, I'd like us to do a little bit of a breathing practice before we start, just to kind of get ourselves warmed up, okay? So we're going to inhale, and as we inhale, we're going to fill the belly, let the ribs expand, let the lungs fill with fresh air all the way up to the collarbones. Good. And on the exhale, the lungs will slowly empty, the ribs fold in, and the abdomen empties. All right, so that's the pattern. So inhale, fill, all the way up to the collarbones, nice fresh air, and exhale, everything empties, the ribs fold in, kind of like a softening here, okay? Inhale, lift and fill, and exhale, release and empty. Let's try a few more at our own pace, right? So we just get a feel for the rhythm of that breath practice in our own bodies. So inhale. Just at your own pace. Beautiful. I love it. And now I'd like to just add one more piece to this. One thing I like to do is make my exhales a little bit longer than my inhales. And in yoga practice, they say that having a slightly longer exhale helps to calm the nervous system. So let's try that. So I like to inhale for 4. So inhale, 2, 3, 4, and then exhale for 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so let's work with that ratio a little bit. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, filling up, and then emptying. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Couple more at your own pace. Beautiful. I love it. And now gently come back to natural breathing. And one more thing I'd like to do with you guys before we start with our movement practice is to share an intention with you or a positive statement. So I'll show you what I have. And my youngest daughter helped me a little bit with this today. So my positive statement is one of my favorite quotes. It's by Maya Angelou, and she says, "Nothing can dim the light that shines from within." And if you can see my daughter, she's almost 7 years old. She loves to draw, and she's made me a few little candles here just to help us visualize that light. And one beautiful thing about yoga is that the yoga practice really believes that we all have an inner light that shines from within. So my hope for you today during this practice is that you connect with that inner light and carry it with you throughout your day and throughout your week until we meet again for our next session. All right? Beautiful. Okay, so without more talking, let's get moving. So we're going to inhale and we're going to reach the arms up, press the fingertips together, and exhale, float them down. All right? Inhale, press those fingertips together. Exhale, float down. And one more time. Inhale, press, and float them down. Very nice. Now we're going to inhale, exhale, and arc to one side. Okay, so see if you can breathe into the side body here. Okay, sort of like we're making a rainbow with this side part of the body. Inhale, come center. Exhale, other side. Inhale again, come center, keeping those shoulders away from the ears, nice and tall and long as we arc. And center. And a nice, beautiful bend to this side. And come center. Very nice. And let's wiggle those fingers, get them ready again to work. We'll press them into our shoulders. We're going to roll 1, 2, 3, and 4. And now we're rolling back. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Beautiful. Release the arms. This time we're going to do arm circles forward. And again, you can make these as big or as small as you like. I'm going to make some large ones just to start. So I'm going to go 1, I'm going really big. 2, I'm really big here. Now my next ones I might make a little more medium. Again, this is all just exploring the body. Here's another medium. And now we're going to go back. Okay, I'm going to try a large one back. Now I'm going to try maybe a medium one back. And my last 2 I'm going to make a little bit small. So either way, you're getting the benefits of the movement. I think this may be our last one. And release. Okay, gorgeous. And now let's place our fingertips back on our shoulders. You can give yourself a little arm massage, sort of working down the arms. We're kind of waking up the body here, which is sort of nice, warming up and waking up. And we're going to inhale and exhale, small back bend, and come forward. Inhale, exhale, and come forward. Good, and release the arms. And now we're going to work with the torso. So this part of our body is a little bit more. What we'll do is we'll imagine that our torso is on the inside of a glass jar, and all the parts of the torso are going to touch all the parts of the glass jar. So here you can place your hands on your thighs. Okay, we're going to go one side, we're going to go forward, we're going to go to the other side, we're going to go back, and the trick here is root those sits bones. Do not let the sits bones pick up. And as you can see, I'm doing a small circle, so I see some of you trying larger circles, medium circles, a bunch of small circles, and it's beautiful. It's all what your body is asking you for today, so it's really important in yoga to listen to your body. We get the benefits no matter what version of the pose or the movement, which is really nice. Okay, let's come center. And now let's go the other way. Really think about touching all the sides of the glass jar. I might choose to go a little deeper here. It's up to you. I'm leaning a little forward. I'm kind of really leaning aside. Really trying to go back. Really going side. Really going forward. And now I'm going to make my next one a little smaller, a little more subtle. So you play with whatever you'd like to explore today. It's all about sort of getting in touch with the body. Beautiful. We'll come center. Let's just take one breath in and one breath out. Great. And now we'll move on to a little more intensive core work now that we're warmed up and we're in touch with our bodies. So we're going to do some seated cat-cows. Again, you'll place your hands here. Okay, and this time we're going to inhale on the arch, arching up, working through the spine, and we're going to exhale, really curl yourself in. So think of nose toward navel. So inhaling, space between each vertebra, and exhaling. And here we're really exercising the spine in a careful and mindful way, which is such an important thing to do. The spine is a really, really crucial part of the body. It supports our body structure, and it supports a large amount of our weight, and it also protects a lot of very important nerves. So we really want to make sure we're paying attention to our spine and treating it with care. There we go, very nice. And let's do one more really slow and deep here. And one more arch. Really lift that heart center toward the sky. And come back to center if you like. You can shake out a little. That was a lot of core work. Beautiful. So now we're going to work on some spinal twists. And in yoga, it is said that spinal twists really activate the parasympathetic nervous system, which is our rest and digest system. So the system that helps us stay calm. All right, so always a good thing to do. Those spinal twists, always great to do. So we're going to reach up. Nice inhale, and we'll exhale. We'll go to one side. We'll press the back hand into the chair. The other hand presses on the thigh. Just take some breaths here. We're sort of looking, maybe looking over your back shoulder, but not a really, really deep, deep twist. Breathe into the back body. Good, and we'll inhale, come center. We'll exhale to the other side, press into the chair. Breathe here. Beautiful. Inhale, center. Exhale again. Breathe into the spine, into the back body. Fill the torso with fresh air. And here, we can stay like this, or we can choose to extend the front hand. So thinking of energy coming out the fingertips. And release. Come center. Press to the other side. Really, really tall, tall, tall. Nice, fresh breaths. You might choose to extend the front arm. You can wiggle those fingers if you like. Send that positive energy out. Beautiful. And release. Come center. And up. And down. All right. So now we're going to move on to a little bit more torso work. Or actually, you know what? I changed my mind. We're going to move on to legs first. I think we'll do that. I like that idea better. So you're going to choose one leg to work with, okay? And I'm going to clasp my leg behind the thigh here. So that's the hamstring muscle. I'm bringing it into myself. I'm pressing it out. I'm bringing it in. I'm bringing it down. And bring it up. Press through the heel. Bring it in and down. Great. In. Press out, sitting tall, in and down. Now we're going to hold this last one. I'm going to change it up at the end, bring it in, press it out. Now point that toe, and you're going to circle one way, just kind of warming up the ankle. And we're going to circle the other way. And bring it in and down. Good. Now let's move on to the other leg. All right? So same thing. We're going to clasp behind the hamstring. Bring it in, sitting tall. Don't let yourself slump. Press through the heel. Bring it in and down. And lift. Press. In and down. This is 3. Lift. Press through that heel. Stretch those muscles in and down. And the last one, we're going to change it up. In. Press, press, press. Point the toe and circles. One way. Then the other way. Beautiful. Bring in and down. Here, let's take a deep breath in. Fill, 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 and exhale. All right, so let's go back to our original leg. This time you can clasp it. You can clasp it behind the hamstring, or you might clasp in front. We're just going to, I'm actually going to do this. I'm going to press my hand here. I'm going to use one hand. I'm just kind of warming my hip joint here. So I'm bringing the leg out, bringing it center. Out. Center, out, center, out, center, sitting tall, out. And watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep this leg bent and turned out. I'm going to bring it down so the heel rests on the ankle of the other foot and my toe just rests on the ground. Now I have a tree shape in my legs. All right? And we're going to press the hands together. So this is our tree. And in yoga, trees are such a beautiful piece of imagery that comes up in a lot of the poses. And if you think about the characteristics of trees, they're strong, they're resilient in any weather, they can kind of bend and sway. We might want to play with that a little, but they always come back to their strong roots. So it's such a good image for us to keep in mind as well. Great. If you like, you can bring your tree hands up. And you can bring it down. And let's just release everything. Now we're a little bit more like seaweed or a blade of grass, right? sometimes those images really help us, you know. Let's go back to this leg. So again, we're going to bring it in. You can bring it behind your hamstring. You could clasp in front. I'm going to do this. So I'm supporting myself and just gently holding my bent leg in the front here on the shin. I'm going to go out. So this is the hip joint moving. And I'm sitting really tall, reminding myself. I think this is 3. And here's 4. And out. And now I create my tree. So again, my heel can rest on my supporting ankle with my toe on the ground. If I want to challenge, maybe I'll bring it up. Maybe I'll bring it to my shin. I think I'm going to try that. So you guys play with whatever your body is telling you to do today, right? We can always change it up any session, right? And press the hands together. You can choose to bring up. You can choose to come back center, and here you can choose to press the fingertips together as we did in the beginning with our very first warm-up. And this is such an interesting handshake. In yoga, we say that there are 5 layers of the self. So this handshake represents the 5 layers of the self. So kind of a cool idea to think about. Right? And keep that for a minute. Maybe breathe here. Practice the nice slow inhale and slower exhale. You can press the hands together. Maybe you'll choose to press the palms out, so we're a different kind of tree. Beautiful. And I'll have you release. Here we go. You can shake out legs too. You can always hold on to your chair so you're nice and stable as you're shaking out parts. Right? That's always helpful. Okay? So we're going to do that full body movement that I had in mind before, and then I switched it up. So we're going to bring our arms like this. Okay, and we're just going to inhale, mini back bend, and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, exhale. And now we'll stretch the arms out. Okay, this is preparation for our star pose. Okay, so we'll bring the hands in again. Just hug them like this. Inhale. Exhale, stretch them out. And inhale, bring them in. And on the exhale, you can stay like this with just the arms, or you can walk the feet out. Here's our star pose. Okay? And now if you'd like a little balance challenge, maybe you'll tilt your star. And again, you can absolutely do this with just the legs like this. You're still in a star. You're still getting the benefits. Okay, now I'm going to show something else here. I'm in my full star. I'm going to tilt. I'm going to lift one foot just gently off the floor, maybe like an inch. And I'm really working my core muscles here. Pulling my navel to my spine. And I come center. Maybe I try the other side. Okay, so play with a few of those. Again, let me show you if we have our legs more like this. We can still tilt. We can still lift the opposite foot just an inch. We can still do it, right? We're still doing a star. Beautiful. And release. All right, one last stretch before we close our lovely yoga class together today. You're going to take one leg. You're going to lift it. Sort of a figure 4 stretch. I'm sure you guys have seen these or done these before. You're going to press gently into your calf and your thigh. Take some breaths here. Great place to practice the 4 count inhale. 6 count exhale. Maybe you'll choose to do a small forward fold. And if we're folding, right, you still want to think of the energy coming out the top of the head and the sits bones rooted. And come forward. We place this down. Let's move to this leg. Beautiful. Here's my nice figure 4. I'm sitting up tall. I'm pressing. Maybe I choose to fold forward. Again, you don't have to. These are just movement suggestions. We come forward and let's replace our foot. And now let's bring our hands to the center of our heart. Maybe you'd like to press into your heart center. Maybe close your eyes if you choose for a brief moment. And let's see if we can remember our positive statement for the day. We were thinking about the light that shines within all of us. So again, my hope for you is that you were able to connect with your inner light a little bit, and that maybe you'll think of that inner light as you go about your day and about your week. And now gently open our eyes if they were closed. And see if you can just make a gesture to send that inner light to the rest of the group, to all of us. So we're sort of sharing our inner lights. Beautiful. And gently place your hands down. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me today and your energy. And I very much look forward to our next session together. All right? And I'll just bow. We can all bow together if we choose. The light in me sees the light in all of you. Thank you. I'm going to come a little forward so I can wave to everybody. All right, thank you so much. Have a beautiful week.